Imagine a fire that would not go out blazing from the ground at a university campus for weeks. That was Amojinike in Enugu, and it forced a question. What else is trapped beneath our feet? In May 2022, drillers at Caritas University Amojinike were sinking a borehole for water when they struck something unexpected, a gas pocket that ignited and smoldered for weeks. The events grabbed national attention because it hinted at a much bigger story. Enugu State, long known for coal, might also sit on commercially important gas reserves. That single stubborn flame suddenly turned into a debate about safety, local opportunity, and who benefits when resources are found. The fire began during drilling. Contractors stopped work in attempts to put out the blaze over several days, largely failed.
I am the Public Relations Officer, Nigerian Security and Defense Enugu State Command. My name is Chief Superintendent Denny Manuel Iwuchukwu. For about 3 days now, our surveillance men got the information that there's fire outbreak in this locality known as Amojinike in Enugu State. The commandant of Enugu State Command, Commandant EV Africa, mobilized our men to the scene to ensure the safety of life and property. And coming to this place, a lot of things were discovered. It was discovered that the management of the school, Caritas University Enugu, engaged the services of water drilling company to drill a borehole for the school. And as the water drilling company were going on, as they have gotten about 1,000 feet down the earth, and they discovered the gas emission. And the company quickly pulled out their machine and reported back to the school management. And the school management eventually also contacted the safety agencies to come to their rescue. The fire services here, the Enugu State Fire Service, the Federal Fire Service, the NEMA, the SEMA, the Civil Defense, the NESRA, and the DPR, and so many other groups were here trying to put out this fire. A lot of thousands of liters of water and the chemical has gone into this fire, yet the fire refused to abate. It was discovered that it's been suspected that the water is coming from natural oil gas deposit beneath the ground. Since NNPC came here and confirmed that there is no pipeline network within this axis, but the fire for 3 days now is raging and refused to abate. This is the situation we find ourselves, and by the grace of God, the agencies, the authorities are working very hard to see if they can put the fire to a stop. As of now, the whole place has been cordoned off. No human being is allowed to make use of this axis. No vehicle passes through here. You can see the caterpillar clearing the grasses, because when the grasses get burnt, they can even help to fuel the fire. So the cordon off is on, and the Civil Defense Enugu State Command will have fully been mobilized to be here to make sure that the fire does not escalate. Thank you very much. This is the situation. I want to tell you that I'm very close to hell. The heat I'm feeling here now is much, but thank God nothing has gone wrong. No life is lost, and no property is being lost as of this time. Thank you very much. I'm Chief Superintendent Denny Manuel Iwuchukwu, PRONSCDC, Enugu State Command, reporting from Amojinike in Enugu State. Thank you.
The flame proved persistent, fed by what experts described as subsurface natural gas, possibly methane mixed with heavier hydrocarbons. Emergency services, the police and state authorities cordoned off the site, while geoscientists and oil and gas professionals examined the scene. For many residents, it was scary. For geologists, it was a live signal that gas exists in the Enugu State subsurface. Specialists warn that a borehole strike can release trapped gas that migrates to the surface. If it finds an ignition source, a flare can start and be hard to quench until the supply is cut or the pockets depressurized. Some analysts stress caution. Not every local flare means a giant gas field, but it can signal viable pockets or local reservoir that deserve proper evaluation. That's why national agencies and professional bodies called for measured investigation rather than panic. Enugu is historically a coal town, but the 1960s saw the establishment of NigerGas, a gas and an industrial gas plant, which ran into dormancy over decades. The Amojinike flare revived public conversations about whether Enugu could become an energy hub beyond coal, with local processing and industrial uses for gas, power, fertilizer, medical gases, and industry. In 2025, Enugu's government moves to revive NigerGas, a symbolic step showing a political will to capture local value from local resources. But discovery brings risk. Uncontrolled gas emissions and surface flares endanger nearby communities, water sources, and infrastructure. The Amojinike episode highlighted gaps, the need for faster emergency containment, better regulations of drilling activities, community awareness, and clear protocols when exploratory boreholes encounter hydrocarbons. Residents and schools near the site express fear, while authorities move to reassure the public. If Enugu's gas proves commercially viable, after rigorous exploration, the upside is huge. Manufacturing, welding, medical oxygen production, historically part of NigerGas output, power generation, and local petrochemical feedstock. Local processing would keep more value in Enugu. Jobs, industrial clusters, and cheaper energy for factories. But to reach that stage requires mapping, environmental assessments, transparent deals, and local capacity building. First, thorough geological surveys and seismic studies. Second, a community-centered emergency response plan and regular drills for any future drilling. Third, transparent partnerships. If private investors or foreign firms come in, state and community profit shares must be clear and enforceable. Fourth, revive and modernize local processing infrastructure, not just export raw gas or let outsiders extract value alone. Amojinike's flame was more than a local oddity. It was a wake-up call. It showed Enugu has untapped subsurface wealth, but also revealed the thin line between discovery and disaster if governance, safety, and local benefits are ignored. The good news, with the revived NigerGas and renewed political focus, Enugu could rewrite its industrial story if stakeholders move responsibly. If you found this useful, hit subscribe for more deep local stories about energy and development, and drop a comment. Should Enugu push to be a gas state or proceed with extreme caution? I will pin the best comments. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.
You recall that during our campaign, we said something about our manifesto being treated as sacred, and that we're going to place it as an almanac by our bedside, so that we'll remember that we have executed a social contract within the Enugu. So if you go back to that document we laid before you are committed to doing all that is in that document, you would notice that there's nothing we're doing that is knee-jerk. Everything carefully thought through, from our smart schools, which, as you already know, will be open to all our children from next month, and to our primary healthcare centers. You know, I like to put this in context whenever I talk about a smart school, because you probably think that we're talking about just renovation or maybe fixing our old system. We are migrating to a brand new system, and which is why we refer to it as cut-off points, because we're taking a quantum leap, doing something completely different. That means that our children will have access to quality learning.